Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here, coming your way with a review of the animated science fiction adventure film Titan A.E, which was released in the year 2000 and was directed by Don Bluth and Gary Goldman, who about 3 years prior directed Anastasia together in 1997. Now, the plot of this film is sort of a total riff on Star Wars. It centers around this young man named Cale Tucker, voiced by Matt Damon, who inherits an astrological map encased inside this golden ring from his scientist father, who perished during a battle with this pure energy evil alien race called the Dredge, who effectively destroyed their home planet, which is Earth, anyway, Cale finds it his mission to find this special spaceship codenamed the Titan Project, which, while activated, will ensure the creation of a new Earth for Cale and the rest of the human survivors to live in, and he has to find this ship before the Dredge do. And accompanying him on this mission are a bunch of characters that consist of this fellow female human survivor named Akima, who becomes Cale's love interest, voiced by Drew Barrymore. Captain Joseph Corso, who's a total riff on Han Solo, to be honest, voiced by Bill Pullman of Ghostbusters fame. Preed, voiced by Nathan Lane, or aka Timon from The Lion King. Stith, voiced by Janeane Garofalo, and Goon, who's this amphibian-like, alien scientist, voiced by John Leguizamo, who of course go on to voice a certain sloth character in the Ice Age films. If you know which character I'm referring to, obviously. Now the big thing about this film was that it was a massive box office flop when it came out. It was made on a budget of $75 million and only took 36 million. And it was due to the way it was marketed. It was poorly marketed, poorly advertised, and the makers just didn't have a clue who they were making this film for, whether they wanted to cater to adults or to cater to kids, and they tried to do both, but it didn't work out at the end. For instance, there's a bit towards the end where Corso kills off Preed by snapping his neck, by snapping his neck until Pre dies. And at that moment, I was left thinking, you honestly think you're go? Do you honestly think you could get away with strong, disturbing material like this? I mean, in a film that's supposed to be aimed at kids. I mean, aren't kids going to be watching this? I mean, what makes you think that kids would buy this sort of material? I mean, if you're trying to cater to adults, fine, but to kids, and and another confusing thing about this film is the motivations of is Captain Corso's motivations. Captain Corso is just one of these characters, where it's quite obvious and predictable that he is going to turn out to be the bad guy. So when you get towards the end, when this event happens, you don't feel shocked or surprised in any way, shape, or form. But once he does turn out to be the bad guy, he then suddenly quite suddenly has a change of heart, which is, yeah, confusing. Now, what did I think about this film? Well, I know some people like it, some people don't like this film. And I know that it's received a cult following since it flopped. Like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, but in my honest opinion, it's not that great of a film, to be honest. However, that doesn't mean it's all that bad. I mean, it has its many pros and its many cons. Here are some of the pros that I've got this film. The positive stuff. The animation looks quite good. The characters are well drawn. The characters are nicely modelled. The music is no, forget about the music. The music is quite decent, I guess. The action is decently well handled, I guess. And the many cons that I have with this are that the story is just bland and forgettable. The same with some of the characters. They're just bland and forgettable, which is quite sad, because if this had been a better film, because this could have been a better film if these characters had proper development, but in the finished product, they have second to no proper development whatsoever. So it makes it quite hard for you to give two shits about each of these characters. that's just all that I have to say about this. If I were to honestly give Titan A.E a rating, I would honestly give it about five out of 10. 5 out of 10. I mean, it has its good points, you know, good looking animation, incredible looking visuals, nicely well done action, but on the whole, it's just bland and forgettable, to be honest. And that's all I have to say about Titan A.E. Now, feel free to comment below and let me know of what you think about this film. Do you like this film? Do you not like this film? Did it deserve to flop at the box office or not? Plus, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And until my next video, whatever it may be, do take care, everyone, and goodbye.